Joshua, my son, this is what we're going to be doing on today's episode.
We're going to be making a key lime pie. Generally, my key lime pie I do is a no bake, but I decided to change it up. I'm going to add egg, and we're going to put it in the oven for about 15 minutes. Basically, we have our crust ingredients: butter, salt, cinnamon, brown sugar, some honey graham crackers, and then after that, on this side, I actually found the other day actual key limes, so we're going to cut them in half and squeeze the juice out. We need about half a cup. I'm going to use 3 eggs. I'm going to use the whites out of one of the eggs and the yolks out of all 3. Can of condensed milk. I'm going to grind up the graham crackers, and then from there, we're going to put it together. Put the wet ingredients, mix them up, put them inside the graham crackers after we press them into the pie pan, and we're going to stick it in the oven. I'm going to actually turn the oven on before we start. I'm turning the oven on to 375 to preheat, and then we're going to hopefully eat it, enjoy it for tonight for dinner. Sorry, have to hydrate. All right. I think we only need 1 pack of graham crackers. When you do the graham crackers and you do the crust, use cold butter. Just break, you know what, the easiest way, just break it up in the container, in the bag. Just get it in there. I'm gonna get rid of my trash in a little bit. Right now we're gonna start with I guess it will be 4 tablespoons, half of a block of butter, yeah, 4. That's right on the money. Just a small dash of salt. Add a fair amount of cinnamon, and this, if you can't tell, it's about probably 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar. Right now, I'm using almost all of it. The lid wasn't on. Putting it sideways is really messing me up here. There we go. All right. All right. It smells good. Forgot a couple tasting spoons. That's going to be for the key lime. See, when you do it, you also want to test, see if it packs together, and which it does. So that's the first test. Needs a little more cinnamon. And this is why I don't measure. Never have, probably never will. Probably going to cut a fair amount of this mixing out. Nobody needs to see this. Everybody knows how to work a food processor. All right, so now you're going to take your mix, dump it into your pan. Smash it down into the bottom of the pie pan. Now after you do this a couple times, you'll know how thick of a crust you like, or if you already do, you just try and press it and get to the thickness and consistency that you want. Okay. Again, that is what it looks like. Back at it. All right. The pie crust is done. I'm gonna set those eggs there. Separating an egg from the white. Crack the shell. You're gonna have the other shell in your hand, right here. And you don't want to make sure any sharp parts because that'll break the yolk. And if you do, you just bring it over. And this is all you do. Pinch it, the white will fall. That's one yolk. Same thing, do it again. Pour it into that part. And you lose, and this is what happens. So, you lost it. I'm going to show you what to do, because it always happens to people. And this is, it's happened to me before. Take your knife, get the shell out of there, curl your finger, slide your knife under, and I had a shell there, and you scoop it up. Take your spatula, wipe it up. Now if you drop this obviously on the dirty floor, you don't want to use it, but since it was a clean cutting board, no big deal. Happens to the best of us. Alright, this one's an easier egg. I'm going to keep the white in with the yolks here. So that's there. Let me clean up my mess here a little bit. All right. So now, we just finished putting in 1 can of condensed milk. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna reserve 2 of the nicer key limes. We're gonna cut them for garnish on top of the pie when it's all said and done. So our oven is already up to temperature. I'm gonna take the key limes. Smells so good. All right, we're gonna start with half. Switch this over. Got my juicer. Since they're small, I'm gonna put 3 in there. All right, that was a little more work than I thought it was going to be. So, restaurants up north where I worked, Josh, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, a lot of times it's not a product, a fresh product you always see all the time, but there's a product that you can buy. It's a bottled juice. I believe it's called Nelly and Joe's. It's Key West lime juice. And we use that. So much easier than squeezing these. But once we eat the pie, I'll let you know which tastes better. Let me get a whisk so we can mix this up. we got the egg yolk and the sweetened condensed milk in here. Plus 1 egg white. Now I'm going to take, it looks like it's just under a half a cup of juice. See seeds in there. Using the whisk to block it. Got all the juice. You see one right there. It's out. Right now it looks, you see the liquid from the juice, it's separate from the condensed milk and the yolk, but now it's all one smooth emulsion. I'm going to take my spoon. All right, remember when I said Nelly and Joe was good? It has half a hand to stand on. This is phenomenally, by far, a lot better. Oh my goodness, that's such a good flavor. I've never had a chance to work with the key limes, in all honesty. I saw it, thought it would be fun. I'm glad I did it. So now you just take your filling, put it inside your crust, and you don't have to bake this crust first for this recipe. It's all going to take about the same time, and the crust is a little more. I could have probably gotten away with doing almost another can. I'm not going to press it down. I was going to press it down. There'll just be a little extra crust to fall around and crumble with whatever falls apart. Excuse me. Whatever crust falls apart, we'll actually use that as garnish and put it around the edge before we put the whipped cream and the key limes. So now it's 15 minutes. We're going to put it in the oven. It is 11:40, so in 15 minutes we'll pull it out of the oven and we'll have a look at it. All right, kid, we're about halfway through the cooking process, and that's what it looks like. We're going to close the door and let it finish up. Alright, kid, finishing up your key lime pie. This is for the whipped cream. I'm putting in about, I don't know, half a cup of confectioner's sugar. Heavy cream. Gonna do the whole thing. Gonna whip it to a stiff peak, and then a little bit. Remember, I make my own vanilla bean extract, and about a half a teaspoon. I'm going to let this mix. I'm going to cut up the 8 pieces of key lime. And we're going to put that on top of the whipped cream for the final garnish.
Alright, I'm going to turn this up. If you keep whipping it past stiff peaks of, see how that is sitting? That's nice, heavy, stiff peaks for whipped cream. If you keep going a little bit further, it's going to turn into butter. It's going to separate the whey and it's going to turn into butter. So we're going to push this aside. I'm going to push this aside. I'm going to try and center that a little bit here. And basically, I don't have my pastry bag. I don't know what I did with it. So we're just going to do dollops here. And out of a 9-inch pie, we get 8 slices. And if you wanted to make them pretty, make little quenelles, which is a 3-sided football shape. You can do that too. Like this, like this, like this, like this, just to make it football. And I don't have the snap of my wrist anymore, but that would be it. All right, we'll save the whipped cream for the rest of us, for the rest of it. You know what? We'll do one more in the middle. See if I can. All right, that's your pie. One key lime.
All right, I got to get ready for the rest of my day. Hope this wasn't too bad. Hope you learned something, and see you at dinner time.